आज आम सहित अच्छा एमती जड़े फिल्म व्यक्तित्व जी पद्मश्री पद्म विभूषण सहित दादा साहेब फाल्के अवार्ड पाई केवल एति नुहे 16 थर नेशनल फिल्म पुरस्कार पाई आदुर गोपालकृष्णन। वेलकम टू ओडिशा and welcome to Kanak News, sir. In the beginning, when you were making films and in the present scenario, what you difference in between both of this? How you see the difference?
There's a lot of difference because the technology itself changed a lot. In the last 20 years, the medium has undergone a big change because it is no more film. Although cinema is called film, there is no more film in it. Everything has gone digital in that sense. And also the system of distributing films, exhibiting films has also undergone change. Now you don't have separate projectors individually projecting films. The system has, it has been, the film is uploaded onto the skies, and then the projector is equipped with some reception technology, and it is then projected before the people. So the idea of carrying film around, that is gone. It is just part of this invention of technology, which has changed the whole thing. The making of the film itself changed. Making of cinema means, you don't have any material. In the final output is not on any objective thing. It's all, you can say it is all pure imagination, because it goes into a disk which is called the hard disk. Hard disk stores all this material and you don't see it. It's not palpable either. You don't see it, you can touch it. It is just there, that's all. So it is unimaginable before. Now it has become, so the making of the films, the screening of the films, both have undergone change. And it is further undergoing change now because with the digital possibility of taking cinemas into your homes.
I was coming to that question, sir, because nowadays people are moving to OTT platforms rather than to cinema halls. So how do you see this digitalization process in filmmakings, in film promotions and release?
Yeah, it's there is promotion is done by the channel concerned or the platform concerned. You just make the film and pass it on to them. But there also now, of late, there has been problems with that also, because they do not want to take any risk. The digital platforms, they don't want to take any risk. So they want the film to run in the cinemas for at least some days, so that to measure its popularity, then they put it on the platform. It has become inevitable because there were so many of the films about it which they had no idea, but then they bought it and put it on the platform. So experience made them wiser, and for the filmmaker it has become more difficult because he has to satisfy the cinemas and also it has to satisfy these people. It is much more difficult, and these platforms also, when they prefer to have films with stars, it is even more difficult. In the beginning, it was just cinema. It was just the quality of the work they appreciated and put it on this thing on their platform. All this it is becoming more and more commercialized. So it is not a liberation of cinema, but it is a more construction of cinema. That's going to happen because the viewing experience is now going to be very limited. On your television screen, you watch a film and you don't see it properly on a television screen. Not in the size in which it is imagined, not under the conditions in which they were imagined to be, because one of the prerequisites of the screening was a darkened hall, properly, what you call the acoustics are properly made, etc. And also more than all that, and again a like-minded audience sitting and watching it together. That experience is entirely different. Here it has been trivialized, in fact, with this in size, in the sound, everything. It has been reduced to a very minuscule level. That is a tragic thing to happen. Because
So do you
people who are not cinema-wise literate, they think it's good that they can watch films on inside your house, but they don't realize. What they realize is a very faint shadow of the work somebody else has made.
What is your opinion about changing the essence of filmmakings, starting from smashing entries of hero and heroines to actual content, actual creativeness in filmmaking? Do you really think that those thoughts or those thinking idea will change?
Yeah, it will. It will. If it goes on for some more time in the same fashion, films will be like extended sitcoms, because that is the kind of audience who would be watching it. It doesn't ask for any concentration, doesn't ask for any real involvement. So it can be like those television serials which are on, which are so stupid you cannot watch.
In this film industry, where you see the media, because in media, when a film used to be released, before that there is a media promotion, interviews. So, how do you see the role of a media to make a film hit or blockbuster?
Media used to play a big role. Now that is again getting limited with this new system of playing the films on platforms, because at best they may give an advertisement in the papers and to be ended with that. There is nothing like first week, second week, that kind of promotions will disappear. And even reviewing of films, even then there are too many films on the internet. Which one will you review? There are so many of them from several languages, several places. What is common is the subtitles. Of course, you can understand what is going on. So it is going to be very different now. And some filmmakers like Shyam Benegal, the other day I was talking to him. He said, "Adoor, that is the future. What can we do? That you make the film and pass it on to them, and they will put it, and if it collects, you will get the share. If it doesn't collect, you don't get the share. That is going to be the future." That's what he was saying.
Uh, According to your opinion, what is the selling point of a cinema?
Selling point, I think, when I make a film, I don't think about sales.
Because we heard you. You said you don't mind or you won't be unhappy if a big budget film will be flopped. So what does mean for you?
Yeah, a huge budget film, which is there, they want to mesmerize the audience with that. If you have put in so much money, that doesn't mean that it will be a good film they will be making. They have lavished money on something else. You don't see it in the film also. So such a film should flop, because it's criminal to spend so much money on a film. So many others, aspiring filmmakers, could have made their small films, several small films with that money. In fact, when the new wave started in France, there were some critics who were writing for Cahiers du Cinema. They had learned about cinema. They were critical about what was happening there, because French film was almost like servile to the Hollywood, and the Hollywood was supreme there. So they talked to some of the French producers who were following the line of the Hollywood. They talked to some of the producers. You put so much money into a one film production. You apportion that money into 10 productions. We'll give you 10 films. At least half of them, a quarter of them is bound to succeed. And you will have made your money, and you would have really done something to promotion of our own cinema, French cinema. They heeded to that. They gave the money to these films to be made. And then wonderful films were made. That's how the French New Wave came into being, which influenced the whole world. It changed even the grammar of cinema. So this can happen
There is every possibility.
with small films. Big films means big risk. They don't take any risk. That means there is no experimentation. There is no innovation. This is the tragedy of huge money being put in. So they are always worried about how to get back this money.
How to get back their money. Have you ever seen any Odia cinema? What is your opinion about our Hollywood industry?
I have not seen many films. I have seen Maya Mraga by our friend Mahapatra, and I think Maya Mraga was a very outstanding film. And he made only one film in his life. Otherwise, he was limiting himself to short films, documentaries, and all that. I used to tell him, you should make more feature films. Somehow, he was also, like all artists, he was also lazy. he did not want to go around looking for money, etc. That was probably his problem. So, the more artistic you are, the less active you become.
Sir, what will be your message for the young Odia filmmakers?
It's very important in today's time to lay effort your medium itself. Without a proper knowledge about the medium, without having good exposure to wonderful films being made everywhere, you cannot be making original work. Ultimately, with the knowledge about the medium and understanding and a commitment, your commitment is to your art, nothing else. To have that confidence and feeling, you have to have mastered the medium. How does it come? It comes by hard learning, nothing else. You have to read, write, so many things. While you are a student, particularly in an institute like this, you have to spend all your time focused on your studies. Not just classroom, text room things only, but it's so much is there to read and understand.
So what you will be your lines, because as the BPFTIO is celebrating 25 years of Silver Jubilee and you have seen all of the institutions. So what is your opinion on this? What you'll say?
Whatever has been done till this date is good, and you have the facilities. That is more, even more welcome. But you are wanting in developing this institute into a premier one, because now you are limited to being a institute of technology, film technology, what you call it. This is how the very first institute was started in Madras, in Chennai, long ago. Institute of Film Technology under the government, again under the technology department. See, it should not remain a department of the government. It should become like SRFTI and FTI in Pune. It should become, what do you call, not independent, but then, within the government, there can be governmental supervision, but it will become autonomous. It should have become autonomous. You should have the right people advising it, supervising it, and then the courses should be some of the main courses basic here are screenplay writing, direction, then art department. You need not develop a separate art department, but then that should also be taught. And then this background score. Again, you don't need a separate department for that, but then you can have lectures and exposure to that. That kind of regular courses plus it should be added, as part of the education. Like production planning, for instance. We all did that along with our direction courses. How to plan a production. Very important. Very important.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time and for being with us today. आम सहित आज उपस्थित थिले श्री अदूर गोपाल कृष्णन, जे कि जड़े जनाशुना चेहरा फिल्म जगत रे एवं तांकर जो मास्टरपीस से क्रिएट करछंती जो फिल्म तैयारी करछंती आज भी आगामी पीढ़ी पई ताहा शिक्षणीय होई रहिछि एवं से सब फिल्म रु से माने आज मध्य शिक्षा लाभ करुछंती।